Hi, chat. Hi, chat. How we doing tonight? Welcome in, everyone. Hello, Will. Hello, JK. Hello, John. Hello, Cosmic. This doesn't have enough water in it. Why doesn't this have water in it? I normally refill that. That's gonna get noisy for a second again. Apparently my kettle was only like half full. I guess I didn't refill it last time I used it? I'm not sure. Hi, Buns. Buns has changed their name. No sugar fans in chat? Hi, Splits. Why would I want that? My experience with growing dill as a herb is it immediately bolts, and so unless you planning for it to be used in like 2 weeks from the point you plant it, it's probably a waste of your time. The local farmers markets, it's apparent that herbs are not a moneymaker. At best, there'll be a small little trinket they hold next to the cash register to sort of draw people into their stand. But yeah, I mean, you're selling them for what, $1 or $2? You're not going to make money doing that. And they're typically all low to the ground, so their knees and hands work. Oops, forgot to switch that with the dinner command. It is not still Toadstool Cafe Dishes Week. That was last week. I'm making salmon burgers. But it's not a part of the Toadstool Cafe. I forgot to edit the line on the date and time for the stream. I had it saying that it was still making dishes from that restaurant or theme. Fresh red onions? Not tonight, actually. I don't have any. What garnishes do I have for the burgers? Watch and find out. Thank you for joining me, everyone. I hope you've had a lovely start to your week. Cheers. Start by rinsing these taters off. I don't want fake truffle anything, but we're doing lettuce. We might do pickle. I'm doing sour cream with freeze-dried dill. And I'm making jalapeno jelly, or jam, or something. Makes me wish that I had like 1 or 2 strips of bacon in the house to put with the jalapenos, but I don't. But I think we all know that while bacon is amazing, it's going to be absolutely overpowering for a salmon dish. Why am I looking for a knife in there? They're over here. And again, I'm going to peel the outsides of these. I'm not going to pull out the funky cutter tonight, though. Where's my scramblers tonight? Nice, how you doing it? Or you don't, maybe you don't know. I need ideas in the Discord, or inspiration. I need to add a bunch more stuff to the calendar here. So no promises to anyone, but you post something interesting in the Discord that I haven't done before, it might happen. I normally don't do that. Why the wrap and foil? You don't need to, is my reasoning. Unless you're doing wrap and foil instead of a pan. Oil, salt, and pepper on these cleaned and cut potatoes. I'm trying my best to get them all coated with oil so that they don't oxidize. You want them all about one flat layer as best you can, but you also don't really want them 100% touching each other either, because that'll prevent them from nicely browning it all on the sides. The majority of browning you're going to get in the oven is going to be on the bottom, and then second most will be on the top with the sides, unless you got a really good like air fryer or convection oven. So those are done. They just need to go in the oven. I am going to start preheating the oven though. Tonight might be a bit quicker of an evening. We'll see. It's Monday. The one luxury, even though I've mentioned to chat that my home routines heat very well, is that pretty much as soon as stream is done, or close to after, it's dark outside, so it is not hot outside anymore. And so typically I can open up the windows after stream, and all of a sudden the whole house just, like, relaxes. Yeah, it's not been cool here either. Both temperature-wise and... yeah, it has not been cool here lately. But I think we can actually... I don't think there's a chance for a comeback here. I think we can go ahead and, since you're here, Buns, I think we can go ahead and call the ingredient challenge for tomorrow. Why don't you let me know for sure what that is, but I'm pretty sure it's grits. Hi, Ratty Patty. Oh, Buns, you're here but not here. Okay, we can call it here live on stream. Grits has defeated Onions 11-3. So tomorrow or Wednesday night will be grits for dinner and dessert. Missed that blemish before. That one's got a blemish too. Things be trying to eat my jalapenos. I haven't done Wordle today. YouTube dad joke not worth repeating. In fact, I think that's played a couple of times in Twitch. Just making a small thing of jalapeno jelly, jam, whatever. Just for tonight. I mean, I might try and find some use for it after tonight, but this is primarily just for tonight. Buns is already putting up the next one. Yeah, Buns is here. So that's one of them. What's the other one? So, Warhead Sour Candy versus Hamburger Helper. That's a fun vote. How many burgers worth do you think that is, chat? Once I cook it and turn it into a jam. You see why I hesitate to mention what I'm doing for dinner? Because I explain what I'm doing for dinner, and then the people I explain it to just decide to leave. I'm sort of thinking too. This pan's smoking up. Let's take that off the heat for a moment. Add a touch of oil in there. Oh yeah, over on the stove. Oh, I forgot to turn the voice attack back on. Nice hot pan. That's a factor too, Ratafatty. It does matter how much you put in there. Ooh, what you having leftovers? Using my fine salt since my normal salt is basically out. Sugar. Onion powder. Garlic powder. And ground ginger. Puerto Rican rice is what got me there. But just homemade food is just... Now we got apple cider vinegar in there. I don't want to get that out just yet. Nice. Buns very obviously wanted onion to win because she immediately added that back to the suggestion list. What all you put in it? What's the family secret? Give away your recipe. Now, if we wanted to keep this truly a jam, you could add pectin or maybe... I don't think I have pectin. Pectin might be an interesting ingredient challenge, but the problem with pectin, though, is that that's one of those ingredients that's going to be a problem with streaming, because typically you then want to chill those things and not for like 20 minutes. Not ready for the fries yet either. I guess we'll go with the salmon. I'm not completely cooking the vinegar out, but I am heavily reducing the whole concoction. Actually, let's check for bones here first. Much less likely on the tails. Nice. I think that's good right there. We'll let that hang out like that. I'm going to wash these down individually with some cold water and try and get the scales, which there are numerous scales on both of these. It's nice that I don't have to scale the fish at home. Anyone who's been through that experience. Because scales, it's hilarious how well they, like, you would think nature maybe designed these things to stick to just about anything. Main camera. Main camera. We're going to give this a try for cutting this up. It's my favorite onion and potato chopper. But that's partially because it's my only scalloped knife. Which, if I ever get around to going knife shopping again, I'm hoping to resolve with having a French chef knife with some scallops on it. Or maybe a, Asian-made French-style knife. It's not my favorite knife for doing this. I have mostly Wüsthof Grand Prix with this style, which is a considerable, they've updated the handle at least once, if not twice, since then, these. So we're going to start by muting and spinning this into into essentially a paste. That's why we got the other stuff sort of cut up and off to the side. We're going to, and why I also use the very tail piece of the meat for this. This is going to be, I'm going to mix this a lot. It's going to be sort of like the grout that's going to hold these. These are still going to get spun in the machine, but for much less time. So we're going to mute real quick for this. Hi, Nan Reader. The best knife is the one that feels best in your hand because, let's be honest, genetics, everyone's hands are different. How you're going to hold a knife, what's most comfortable for you, and what you use it for are all going to be different. Soy sauce. fish sauce. Gonna mute again to give this a spin. Yeah, Henkel's are a decent knife brand. And I've said this before, but the whole, whether you're getting metal from this part of the world or that part of the world, it doesn't really matter these days. Like, as long as you aren't getting, like, no-name junk out of a, off of a Wish website or something like that, Temu or all of them are going to have metal of a standard that is more than qualified for being a knife that will keep a knife's strong edge for ages. So any of the long-time names, like whether they are cheap names, whether they're, the Joyce 10 plastic handles, or, Henkel's, Wusthof, someone mentioned, I had one in my hand like a week ago, but yeah. And that also goes for things like the folded metals and stuff like that. The folded metals thing was back when they had metal that was junk and they had to fold it a ton of times and actually have it some strength. And some people absolutely love cheap knives too. The plastic handle, like, butchers absolutely love cheap knives because regardless of metal being stronger than bone, you scrape bone and go against bone enough, it does damage to your knife. Alright, back to making burgers. We've got that lovely paste. Now we're going to add in our larger chunks of salmon. Yeah, there's a mental thing about that too, Head of Broccoli, about whether... Did I say hello to you? Welcome in, Head of Broccoli. There's this sort of... I don't know if I want to call it the hoarder's mentality, because I don't want to paste anyone as having a hoarder's mentality, but there's something along that line that's just sort of a quirk that many people, if not most people, to have a knife set of something, and so they have to keep it nice. And I'm going to throw in a little panko with this. And I might fold in a bit more after we spin it. You don't have to use panko for this. Panko's expensive for this compared to just breadcrumbs. It's not like we need the texture. We're not frying this. Yeah, John, I'm not even speaking of the, like, collector mentality, though the collector mentality is probably born out of it. The collector mentality is that we're going to keep it nice so that I can sell it again. But there's this mentality for some people to have, and I have it too, so I'm not excluding myself with this, but things that we have that were gifted or I spent money on and then just don't really want to ruin. Muting for the spin. So I'm happy with that. We still got some decent chunkage in there. It's sort of hidden from the sauce and the paste, but there's some decent chunks of salmon still there. And I think that is going to hold together well enough to get a decent sear on it. What do you need a good knife for? Just a general purpose knife? Or for a specific task? Like maybe you cut something in particular at work all the time or something. Then I would say find yourself a local knife store. Try out all their brands that they have there. Most of them actually carry most of the brands, but see which one feels good in your hand. And then don't necessarily buy it there. If it's a small local company, yeah, I would give them a couple extra bucks to buy it local, but if it's a chain or something like that, just buy it online where you'll get it cheaper. Actually, I'm ditching the last of that coffee. Ugh, dad joke. Ugh. What did the doctor say to the gingerbread man who broke his leg? Try icing it. Oh, we gotta clean this thing too. Okay, that needs a bit more glue. So I'm going to add some more breadcrumb to that. Like I said, I might. Alright, I'm gonna allow that to sit just like that. Yeah, that's what I was getting to, head of broccoli. Panko is expensive, and it's a great breading for frying, or like you said, on top of a casserole or something like that, where you're going to get some texture and crunch out of it. Here, we're using it mostly just to absorb things, and so yeah, it does make sense to buy the expensive, large, piece bread topping to accomplish that. But I'm going to turn this into 2 patties here, and maybe a little bit more over on this side. Fries that I prepared quite a while ago are now going into the oven. I feel like this isn't very jam-like, chat. Even though there's sugar and vinegar and it's been reduced down, I feel like I need to add like some more liquid to this and thicken it so it's like a thick sauce or something. Oh, that's what else I was going to add into these. I think I'm going to skip it now, though I think about it. I was debating adding sesame into these. Spätzle. I need to make spätzle more often, too. Chat, what else can I use spätzle for besides, schnitzel? Because it seems like 90% of the time that I make schnitzel, I decide to make spätzle with my schnitzel. How about you, chat? Do you eat spätzle with your schnitzel? Setting the timer for 20 minutes on the potatoes. Spätzle, you could call it a dumpling or along that line. Essentially, it's a very small cooked dough along the lines of a pancake batter that are dropped individually into boiling water. And then I prefer, and many people do, but not always, saute them and brown them up a little bit with some butter. So it's a little bit like the noodle dumpling. I want to call them dumplings, and I think most people want to call them noodles, but they're little like drops more than a noodle. Yes, they're very commonly a side dish. Though you're giving me the idea that we need to Americanize spätzle right now. Because we don't have like a Irish nachos or a nachos or, fried rice, but with spätzle. Not all dumplings have fillings. Like it is now, raw with the egg in there. Well, the true Americanization of spätzle would be to put it on pizza. onion powder. Hot paprika. Black pepper. This is going to be sort of almost like our mayo for our dish tonight. Oh yeah, head of broccoli. It's a common bar. It's not necessarily. Most times that I see it, it's either with. It's just generally with potato. I don't think I've really seen it with potato skins, but I've seen it with heavy potato chips. I've seen it with waffle fries. I've seen it with regular fries. I've seen it with tater tots. I've ordered it with tater tots. Although I think it was more like nachos than... Hey, Prime. Bit of lettuce for our burgers. That one's getting ditched. That ought to be more than enough for 2 burgers. And it also sort of varies with my experience with Irish nachos, which it's been quite a while since I've been out to try bar food. Cheers. We'll give all of these a good clean up. Putting them in here sort of standing up so that they clean a little bit better, easier. You know, you got to keep them separated. bib lettuce, or butter, or thin leaf lettuce. I don't know why I got it both. Yeah, that's one of those ones, like, I feel like I have to reference that song every single time I do say that or come close to it. And yeah. The more mass-produced, large production you get, the more likely you're going to get water from CAFO or some other cheap, questionable source, because water is needed. And if you've never seen them harvest lettuce, like, if you feel sorry about peeling a couple of leaves off of a head of lettuce, the vast majority of cases, and cabbages too, they're leaving at least as much plant on the ground than they're harvesting to give to you. It isn't like they're forming these perfectly tight little balls. It's that there's like 50 leaves going out from that. They just till it back into the soil, and maybe if you're lucky they char it, but environmental laws probably prevent that here in the US. They probably do that internationally though. You char it, you create more fuel for the plants, you create nitrogen. Probably wrong with that, but I know that they typically, at least internationally, will char it and till it back in. Here in the States, they'll just till it back in. Lettuces are not too heavy on the pesticides from my memory. A lot of the ground stuff is, though. Like, strawberries, definitely go, if you got the option, go for organic strawberries. Because you don't want them, like, strawberries are heavily sprayed. Potatoes, peppers, tomatoes. Of course, a lot of times just having the right store in the right place will do it for you. We're sort of waiting on our taters right now, chap. We got our salmon ready to go on the stove, other than I haven't formed them into patties. We've got lettuce ready. We've got our jalapeno jam. We got sour cream seasoned. I don't know why I still have the green onions out, other than they're a little bit pretty to have on the cutting board. I pre-bought my buns tonight, chat. I still have leftover buns too that I could potentially use, but I'm pretty sure these are probably hard as a puck at this point. Yeah. Ooh. Those are hard. Those are stiff. Those are some stiff buns. So I bought these. There's not a bunch of junk in these. I looked at the ingredient list, but for not having a bunch of junk in them, they certainly have a lot of ingredients. They even have beta-carotene in these for color, like that orange. That's how we get that sort of like orange yellowy color here. It's not because there's egg in it. They want you to think it's egg. I'm out of water. Awesome spot. There's a few. No, there's quite a few Jasons out there. Yeah, I sort of have the land to do it, but I've had issues with neighbors sharing the land, and I've sort of given up on it for that sad fact. But absolutely, if you've got a place to do some farming, it's going to do a lot better for you than grass. I mean, it'll be more interesting. Wait, is this song on multiple playlists for me? I feel like I made commentary on this song just the other night. But I didn't play this playlist just the other night, I don't think. Why was her cooking that bad? Oh, sorry. Alright, fries. Halfway done. Well, maybe more than halfway done. But we're giving them a flip now. Hi, Sahara. Using tongs for this because the oil, it's going to coat your fingers and immediately make them feel unhappy, whether you get asbestos fingers or not. Some of these don't have a ton of color yet. They will. Okay, they're just taking too long. I'll just burn my fingers. Over on the stove. Zoom right. So when a scrambled word comes up, how am I supposed to be able to answer it without just typing my answer? I'm sort of confused what you're after, the head of broccoli. Hey, Pretzel. That's close enough. Throwing these back in the oven. Pigeons are not the greatest for flavor. Or squab, as you'll probably see them in a store. Oh. Almost, Sahara. Almost got that one. So I think we're going to move ahead with our burgers now. Medium-high flame. So I'm putting a bit of light mayo on these buns. Not because I want mayo flavor, or I'm trying to add some form of creaminess to my sandwich, but because it's great for browning if you do it lightly. You cake it on here for this, and you're going to get a greasy bun. But real nice light layer. Cosmic cheesing it up. Yep, you just, every time the scramble comes around, you have to type exclamation mark scramble, and then you have to make your guesses. It's a great feeling, isn't it, buns? not only to have the energy to get up there and do that stuff, but now things are clean, and there's just sort of like this innate good feeling about things being organized and clean. Like there isn't work waiting for you somewhere. It's clean. Thanks, I bought them. Toasty, too. Nice toasty buns. Just like I would any other burger, forming them into a patty, using my thumbs around the edge to round the top and bottom. I've already got soy sauce in there, so I'm not worried about adding a bunch of extra salt as it goes into the pan. Smelling nice in here between the taters and the fish. Smelling good. Don't want to touch it now. Just cleaned my hands. Well, that wasn't to most of you, chat. Turning the pan now rather than the fish. Now let's try giving them a flip. I think those are looking lovely. I'm taking the heaviest part of the stems out and then folding them green side out. Three leaves per side here, per sandwich. Oven off now. Fries are done, but I'm leaving them in there until I'm ready to plate. I might have a weird answer. What's your weird question? Cutting board camera. Definitely more than 2 worth here. I thought this was all going to cook down a bit more. I don't know what they are, so I'm not going to say I have some sort of opinion. We have our seasoned sour cream. Finished fries. I don't know why I'm using tongs for this, chat. Anyone that watches me on a regular basis knows that I'm not Mr. Tongs or Mr. Tweezers. But I'm doing it tonight for some reason. There we go, chat. We got our salmon burgers. I think those turned out pretty good, chat. I think that was a pretty decent dinner. A little bit of a quicker evening tonight. Ooh, why do I get alerts? Oh, thank you for alerting me with something from 25 days ago, Twitch, that I didn't want. So thank you so much for that feature that I didn't want, Twitch. I do believe it is that time, chat. Oops. We want to keep that muted. Please mute. I'm not sure if that made noise or not, but I hope it did. Chat, I am going to raid out tonight to... I think they're just chatting tonight. Oh. But I'm just going to call it, chat. I hope to see you all back here for Wednesday for the ingredient challenge. Gonna have to use grits for dinner and dessert. So somehow working grits into a dessert on Wednesday. I'm gonna skip the raid, chat. I think you're all amazing. I hope you have an amazing start to your week if it hasn't started so amazing so far. See you on Wednesday. Good night.